Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm finally reviewing the long-awaited Big City Greens Season 3 Episode 20, the Season 3 finale. I know it says Episode 24 right there, I don't know why, but that was Disney Channel's, the YouTube channel's decision. I didn't do it. Anyway, yeah, I know, long awaited. For the new subscribers, if you don't know it, but if you happen to watch any of my old videos, they're not too old, but kind of old videos, then you would know what I'm talking about. And that is I was originally planning to finish off season 3 around spring because if you don't know, I'm in university, college, and I was planning on finishing this off at spring break, or kind of finish it off around like April or May, like around there before summer. But I decided to review on other shows, and I'm just in like a lot of classes, and there's just like a lot of stuff. And to go get into summer, I was trying to like, okay, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it. Then, if you um I don't want to talk about it too much, but there's something happened out of state with my extended family. I had to leave out of state a couple times. Oh, one time it was meant for vacation. Another time it was something something happened, and there was like a lot of like traveling and stuff, and there was a lot of fun that came with that. But one just wasn't so fun. But all in all, even though even like when I completed episode 19, I was planning on doing episode 20 right after, but just things were just catching up. I had to see the eye doctor. No, nothing serious, just annual like appointment and stuff. And I'm gonna get new glasses. I as you can see, I got a haircut. And just there's just a lot of stuff, but in just in general, just mentioning that I was gonna finish this during spring break, and just this is getting close to the end of summer, because I was gonna make I think a separate video for this, but I might as well just talk about it now. I'm planning to go back to my university. Yep, because we're in August. It's getting close to classes, and yeah, I'm gonna be heading out. I'm not out of state, but out of town. And yeah, it's almost a long goodbye. It's actually I don't even plan this. It's not scripted. Um, so yeah. So and again, I might talk about this again like in another video, maybe as like a main focus, maybe. But today, it's one thing and one thing only. It's due to season 3 finale. We are finally here. We are finally actually caught up, because season 4 doesn't actually premiere until September, and we are technically in August. Seriously, it's like the angels are singing. Like seriously, I mean, in all honesty, I knew where we were gonna come up to this point eventually. But again, if you've been on my channel for as long as probably as it started, like it started like 2 years ago. This October is gonna be 3 years, but like 2 years and like nine, 10 months, almost 3 years. Um, oh, all right. I started reviewing Big City Greens when it was around in the middle of season 2. So, and season 1, season 2 had 30 episodes, and season 3 luckily only had 20, even though this says 24. It had 20. So, I'm finally able to catch up. Hooray. So, just wanted to, because I don't want to make this intro too long, and I don't think I've been talking for too long. Um, just, oh, I guess, I mean, it happens. It's part of, like, being a YouTuber, I don't, like, expect it to happen, but I have dealt with it before, and it's really not a big deal. You just have to say, like, oh, like, hopefully they come back, or new people will come, but basically, I have last time I talked to you guys, I reached 197 subscribers, and off screen I reached 198. But then it went back to 197, and I think yesterday, 2 days ago, it went back to 196. So yeah, last time I saw you, it was 197, but now it's back to 196. So just it's just to keep it updated, just stuff that's like off the camera, just part of the channel in general. I just like to keep you guys updated with that. So just if you guys like this review, if you like my channel in general, if you want to share it around, if you know any fans of Big City Greens, and you know that because I looked at, and a lot of people don't review this show, so if you like my content, you know your friends or your family will like this content too, and they want to check it out and subscribe probably, that'll be really great. And I really appreciate your support, because I am eternally grateful that I have still 196 subscribers, because that is just a lot already. And I'm grateful for more. And if you some just happen to like either get probably, and there could be many reasons, you probably get bored of the channel, maybe bored of my voice, maybe you got tired of my curly hair. I mean, it's short now, but that's like a not main reason. No one really like, talked about that, but I don't know. Just or maybe you guys are maybe tired of waiting, which I don't think you guys are, or maybe you would have said something in the comments, because I know some of you guys comment, and not everyone, not every 196 of you. That should be a record for like the not nine, maybe not nine in total of people commented. For like YouTube channels that have commented on my channel for like any video. It's been like I think 9 in total, but not more than that. Maybe 10, but I don't think more than that. But anyway, I just want to say that I'm really grateful, and just subscribe to the channel. If you like it, share it around, hit the notification bell. Check out the community posts, and right now still the Ghost of Molly McGee season 2A, so 100% for the main show. I'm gonna review in August. When I finally get this review done. But if you want to be Secrets of Sulphur Springs, just vote for it, and it should update. I mean, it should. I didn't hear anything about delays, but anyway, I said this was gonna be a short intro. So without further ado, let's get on with that. Because we actually have the full episode, and since I've been delaying this for so long, I'm gonna show you guys multiple. Because I'm not gonna go the full extreme or anything, because copyright, and because believe it or not, I'm not a creator of Big City Greens. So, but sorry, I'm just sorry. I'm feeling a little bit emotional. Just a bunch of emotions going on. Season 3 finale, like, because there's a lot of shows, that Disney shows, that just have like a 3 arc format, and just leave off of there, because they don't want to, push back push forward on the limits that they already have, or they just completed the story. But Big Secret is gonna have a 4th season, so yeah, there's a lot of emotions with me going on. But anyway, but again, since I've been delaying this so long, I want to show you more than my annual showing 2 or 3 clips. I'm gonna try to show more than that, because again, we had the whole entire clip here, and I can't wait, and I hopefully you guys can't wait either. And while we're actually here, because this is the very beginning of the episode, I want to mention something here with Bill's truck and the theme song. We have camping supplies, garden tools, Tilly's costumes, Cricket bucks. If you remember the episode of season 2, and it was a Father's Day episode where Cricket gifted Bill, his father, this guy, Cricket bucks, which basically is like a IOU. I'll paint the house. I'll mow the lawn. A free hug. So that's pretty cool that he still keeps the Cricket bucks, and he didn't, quote unquote, spend them all like for Cricket to do, like to like paint the fence or the roof or something. Well, I guess not paint the roof, because it's like metal, or replenish the roof, I guess. But anyway. But yes, that's pretty cool that we've seen the items, the boxes in the truck. But yeah, hey, look, I didn't talk too long, because like the thing didn't come down on the screen. But anyway, so anyway, to hang back, this is the theme song to hang back to the country. We have Cricket, we have Tilly, and we have Nancy Remy. Before it was Bill. I'm not sure if I can get it. Oh, here we go. We have Bill, and yeah, we have Nancy and Remy on the swing, and we just have them, goofing off, and yeah, Big City Dreams. We're finally here at the season 3 finale. And it's pretty cool that Remy and Nancy have like a better place in the theme song. I'm glad, especially Nancy. She's not at all in the theme song unless you count the Halloween one. So that's pretty cool that she's finally here. Finally. And yeah, so we're just at the house, and oh my goodness, Remy, how are you packing that? But anyway, so Remy's talking about like, oh, it was so great visiting you guys in the country, but I can't wait to head back to Big City. And Tilly's like, oh, Grandma, what, do you have to leave? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. It's been fun here. I'm glad I get to reconnect with you guys. But Gloria asked me to come back to Big City. I was like, oh, okay. So I guess Remy's coming back home because I'm not sure if school is starting up again, because Remy is part of a school. We don't know the name, and we don't know exactly what grade he's in. Just like he's like in an advanced school. So I'm wondering if his parents are just coming back like, you've been in the country long enough, or something to do with like, school years like starting up again. We don't know the exact reason. It's just that it's time for Remy to come home, and that's all we really need, because like, it's not like the Remy show or anything where you have to go into detail about him. You want some, because Remy is part of like the main big cast, so you do want to do that. But you just like, Remy's parents asking for Remy home, and I think it's good enough for now. Maybe season 4 we'll learn more about Remy's school. Who knows? But yeah, so I was saying that Gloria is asking me to come back to the cafe to sign some important papers. I really need you to make it on time. How's that sound to you? And Alice just typed okay. It was like a long message. Oh, and Alice even put Gloria's content as cafe girl. Oh, that's pretty cool. And Bill's finally got that packed. Oh my goodness. Bear Cowboy. Oh, and and they're kind of talking, and actually, I want to play. This is one of the clips I actually wanted to play. That's very sweet. If you remember the episode Dirt Jar. I know. I'm sorry. I talked over it. That was just so sweet. But basically, Cricket said that I'm gifting Remy his very own dirt jar so that he has a part of the country for when he goes back to Big City. Because just like what they say, that was just so sweet. This best friends right there. Oh, I love it so much. But if you don't know the significance of that, in season 3. But actually, before they actually moved, it was actually around the end of season 3A, before season 3B, when they actually moved into the country, where Cricket was sharing the Remy of like when Cricket's father, Bill, gifted him the dirt jar, saying that country's in your roots, it's where you came from, country's part of who you are, it will never go away, and you can always take part of the country with you wherever you go, because the country's part of you. So when you go, piece of the country is actually going with you. I actually love that symbolism. And now Cricket is gifting it to Remy. I love that. Especially since Remy actually knows the significance, because Cricket actually told Remy that story. And, again, I'm a stickler, but Cricket knows of what Remy's suitcase, looked like when Bill was trying to close it in, like how it was stacked. So Cricket obviously knows it's full. I know Cricket's a kid, but he obviously knows it's full. But Bill shoved it in and things are coming out of it. And Cricket's like, I'm gonna put it in. And Bill's like obviously saying like no, but Cricket's not listening. And I do have to agree with Cricket saying like, Dad, how on earth did you pack this thing? I totally agree with that. But Cricket, come on, you should know a little bit better. Maybe Cricket could have gifted Remy with a reusable tote bag or something that says like I love Smelton or something. That would have been perfectly fine. But whatever. Anyway, so yeah, everyone's coming downstairs and Remy and Al saying goodbye to Nancy. Oh, you were heading back to Big City. And Nancy's like, oh, you're really leaving? Alice is like oh Alice, where's your stuff? He's like, I got everything right here. And she's like shaking her leg, and there's all that stuff right there. But yeah, it was when Alice moved to visit in the country, she had all that luggage. So I'm like, where'd I go? But basically saying like, oh, you guys are really leaving. It's gonna be kind of, oh, hey kids, how are you handling it? So, oh, yeah, I guess we didn't really think about it, but yeah, you're Remy. I'm gonna miss you, and oh, Grandma, we're gonna miss you too. And everyone's kind of looking kind of gloomy. It, Cricket's looking gloomy, but he's kind of thinking, we're kind of getting to a point with Cricket where he's I actually kind of like it. Cricket's kind of thinking about implications more. Just look at that face and the difference between Bill's face and Tilly's face and Remy's face. He's obviously not happy, but he's also not over dramatically sad either. He's kind of contemplating more. I actually love that. It's kind of showing that he's maturing, because the show's been going over years. Actually, I think like a year to 2 years. So Cricket's not 10 years old anymore, so he's kind of maturing a little bit. He's so rambunctious. He's a so rambunctious boy. He's so mischievous. He's so optimistic, but he's maturing a little bit. He's contemplating things more. I actually like that. And it comes below. Have you been noticing that with Cricket lately? But yeah, so Cricket's kind of contemplating like the future a little bit, And I like how Nancy has basically came up with the idea saying, hey, oh, like, how about you take the kids to big city, like, so instead of wait, sorry, Nancy's basically talking to Bill, saying like, hey, instead of you just dropping off Remy and Alice just at the respective homes, why don't you guys spend the day together, one last whole day, before you had to say goodbye. And it's also meant for the kids to spend time together, but it's also for Bill hanging out with Alice also. But Bill's like, hey Nancy, that's a great idea. So yeah, they're gonna have spend the whole day together. I love it. And basically Alice is basically saying like, okay, great, as long as I oh my goodness, what happened there? Oh, Cricket jumped on the suitcase. I guess Cricket wasn't looking where he's going, so I'm not gonna take a point off there. But Cricket jumped in the suitcase and they're just. And even Cricket said, "Okay, that one was on me." That was pretty funny. But what I was saying before was basically Bill saying, "Oh, hey Nancy, that's a great idea," and Alice Alice was basically saying like, "Okay, that's great. We can spend the day together as long as I get back to the cafe at 6, so I can help Gloria sign those papers." Because apparently, both people need to be there. I actually love how Remy was saying goodbye to Mrs. Debbie Jr. and Mrs. Debbie. And I'm glad that Mrs. Debbie has the look of respect. Yeah, Remy. Because if you remember, from the episode Farmer Remy, that was in the season 3B episode, when Remy was trying to work on the farm. Him and Miss Debbie didn't really get along too well, because Remy being afraid and Miss Debbie being overprotective. But when Remy actually learned how to give birth to a calf, they have a mutual respect for each other. I love that. I like that continuity. But just look at Miss Debbie Jr. Oh, so precious. But yeah, they just just say goodbye, and Nancy and Alice are having a goodbye hug. And Nancy's basically saying, oh, even Tilly's like, oh, Mama, Mom, aren't you coming with us? No, yeah, I'm staying here. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself in the country, and since y'all live here, I'm gonna stay here because the only reason that was keeping me in big city was y'all. Was you guys. So I'm guessing her little motorcycle thing was just a way for her to make money to support the family. And I actually even look back in the motorcycle the motorcycle repair shop episodes, which I only think we saw that once or twice. I think maybe 3 times. It was only a few times, because again, it's not the Nancy show, yeah. So and Nancy wasn't really I love it and I love motorcycles. Nancy was basically, her journey was basically becoming a better mom, becoming a more responsible adult, still having that Nancy flair, but being there and being a better person. And I love that. So Nancy wasn't all hyped up about that motorcycle, her little garage area. So yeah, Nancy's like, I'm gonna stay here. Good for her. She found her place. I love that. So like yeah, and everyone's heading off. Um. Oh, there was like actually like a part right here. Um. I actually want to play this right here because I actually find this kind of interesting. And Remy, I think of you as another. It's fine. Let's go, Mr. Green. Sorry, if you didn't catch that first, but I don't want to keep that like too long. But basically, Bill says like, "Oh, Green family, buckle up," and then everyone does it, and Remy does it too. But Remy's basically like, and then Bill's like, and Remy, and it's like. And then Bill quickly says, like, Remy, I think of you as, like, another child. But Remy's like, oh, it's okay, Mr. Green. You don't have to say that. So I'm kind of thinking, I don't think this, like, in season one, I'm talking about, I'm not sure if this really meant anything. But there was an episode where it was focused on Bill and Remy, which was actually a pretty cool dynamics. We never really saw that again because with Remy and Alice, we actually saw like a few times, not too much, but like a few times. Bill and Remy, they didn't really interact too much as like a plot point of them like together as like a duo, except for that episode in season one where they were looking for a part for a vacuum cube, a vacuum cube, a vacuum. Why am I forgetting words? Vacuum cleaner. There we go. So they're trying to figure out like a piece to fix a vacuum cleaner basically. And there was one point where Remy said, "Oh, Mr. Green, do you know where you're going?" He's like, "Don't worry, son, I know where I'm going." I actually just took that as like, oh, like Bill just sees Remy as someone that he's just responsible for, and that might even be the case still. But Bill was basically saying to Remy, "Oh, Remy, I think of you as like another child," but Remy was kind of interrupting him. They were both kind of acting kind of nervous, and no one was kind of saying anything. So I'm like, in season 4, are we gonna explore that more? That actually be pretty fun. We don't have to go into huge details of Bill. I don't want like Bill to go out of extremes to try to prove that he's a better father than Russell, Remy's actual father. Like, no, please don't do that because I know Bill Green likes to go into extremes like a lot of times, so please don't let him do that. But I wonder if we can explore the emotional dynamics between Bill and Remy as a duo. I actually would like that because we only saw it once, and now we had this thing at the end of season 3 where Remy's heading off to big city, and obviously is setting up that Bill and the rest of the Greens are heading off to the country. So could Remy visit back to the country and Bill and Remy could hang out, or Bill, or maybe Cricket wants to hang out with Remy, but Bill kind of gets in the way a little bit because he wants to talk to Remy. Maybe I'm not. The more I'm thinking about it, it feels a little bit more awkward than it is. But who knows? Maybe season 4 will be able to integrate it well. Who knows? But anyway, so Nancy waving goodbye, and they're just hang off. We have Tilly and Cricket just sleeping, and we have Remy kind of sing a little tune, and Alice is bored, and then Bill's like, "Wake up, wake up, wake up!" And they're just hanging out in the big city, and it's like it's just like how we left it. The pollution, and like the big skyscrapers, and like it's all everything, and then. It's deja vu, and then Remy's like, how come we're not getting deja vu, Mr. Green? And then Miss Green, and then Alice is like, we weren't here for the first time they did this, because remember, it wasn't the first episode, but it was basically it was the first time the Greens, Bill, Cricket, and Tilly went to big city. This was the first time that they actually went there. The first time, like driving, and the first time living. This is the day that they were moving in with Alice. So they were like mesmerized by everything, and now they're kind of mesmerized again. It's like deja vu. But Remy and Alice weren't in the car. So that's actually pretty cool that they actually get to experience this, saying like, hey, what do you mean? What happened? And everyone is just so amazed. And we had the parking, and Bill just has an excellent parking spot. And then this traffic lady saying, sir, you just did a perfect a perfect parking spot. I'm gonna give you a reverse parking ticket. I'm not sure if she's like allowed to do that. Oh, she gifted $20. That's actually really generous. And Bill's like, oh wow, thank you. And I forgot earlier in the episode they said they were gonna head over to the farmers market. And like yeah, and they're just setting up shop, and then Officer Keys, I love him and I hate him. He's such a dum dum, and he's like, "Oh, Greens, I was so bored without you guys. I even tried like a cool anime style. Never do that again. It looks awful." I'm not sure this is supposed to be a reference to someone who has red and silver hair, and that has like those I don't want to say cuts, those like fragments. So like you see that right there. So I guess cuts you can call them if you want. To me, I don't like the haircut in general, but you comments below, all you anime fans. Is this supposed to reference someone? It probably does, but Officer Keys, maybe Officer Keys just doesn't pull it off, but I just personally don't like it. But anyway, so he's like, I've been trying to do that because I've been so bored. And it's like, oh yeah, they're doing a, just like the sign, we're only doing a 1 day only sale, and we're just dropping off Remy and my mom, and like, and we're just gonna head back. It's like, oh, and he's like, oh, when I saw you guys, I sent up the green app. What's that? The show everyone to come see their favorite family, because everyone loves the Greens, and we see all our favorite characters. We see, I forgot her name. Oh, but she was only one episode, so like, you can't really blame me for that. And I didn't rewatch the episode in a while, even though it was good. But remember the deliver bot. Remember Gwendolyn Zab created that delivery bot for Big Sit for the Gloria Plus Screen Cafe, and Cricket was a delivery boy too. And this lady and she's not a ping pong champ or anything, but she loves to play ping pong, and Cricket likes to hang out with her, and Cricket likes making connections. So that was like that lady. So she was from that episode. And we have Mr. Grigorovich and Anouk. Is that the guy's name? I'm forgetting names. We have Tyler and Jerry. That couple that just happens to be in random episodes of Big City Greens. They're not too important. They just happen to be around. We have Community Sue, and we have that. Remember that one guy from the what was it called? The Boomba class. If anyone knows what Zumba is like a type of physical exercise, kind of. He's basically that guy. I think he was only like in one episode, but he wanted to say hi too. Okay. I guess he must have really liked Grandma's moves, because she was like busting a move in that class. And so everyone's like kind of like, saying hi. And we have the gang that's like a part of like there's like an overall kid group with Cricket, Remy, Tilly, Kiki, Benny, and Weezy. There's like a whole group right there. Kiki has a little bit more of little bit more of a personality than Benny Weezy, I would say, because she was in one episode that was part of basically was the friend group that didn't have Benny and Weezy. And again, I'm not sure that was like a voice actor thing, or that was just supposed to expand on Kiki, maybe. I don't know. I hope it's not a voice actor thing. It was actually we're expanding on Kiki, because that actually would be pretty cool. But and actually, like, but this was the original friend group, because in the baseball episode we included kind of Andromeda and that Gregory kid. I still like Gregory, but he was kind of part of that too, and also Gabriella. She was also part of that baseball episode. But this is the original friend group: Tilly, Cricket, Remy, Weezy, Benny, and Kiki. D6. This is the original friend group, and I love it. And it basically, I like a Remy's like, we have been here so long. Weezy, say something funny. And he's like, I don't do that anymore. I was disappointed too. I was like, oh no. And then he's like, I'm just kidding. He does something, and he's like, oh yeah, that's so Weezy. And we get the return of Gabriella, and she look in her hand. She has the hand taser, and I love these two together. It just feels like a kid relationship, like a first crush, But I'm not gonna get into the whole situation with like they're too young to be in a quote unquote couple. They're not kissing. They're not holding hands. They're just hanging out. And I actually love that with them. They're blush around each other, and they're cute, and they love pulling pranks, and that's their relationship, and that's totally fine with. Like, two 11-year-olds. I'm not sure exactly what the age of Gabriella, but I'm assuming that she might be 11, maybe 12, because Gabriella is taller than Cricket. Taller doesn't exactly mean older. It definitely doesn't, but Gabriella is a little bit taller than Cricket, so maybe Gabriella might be 12 and Cricket's 11. I, maybe that might be the case. Who knows? But I want to play this. I love it. Oh no, not this guy. But I don't hate him, but he's like type of character But I just love the interaction between Cricket and Gabriella. Even Gabriella giving Cricket that hug, and even Cricket twirling around saying like "what a woman" and with the sound effect of the Looney Tune birds over his head. I love it. Then we get the return of this guy. What was his name? Doug. But he's like, oh, is that Bill Green? Is it? Oh yeah, Doug Perkins. I can't believe I remember that name. Doug Perkins. Oh, so good to see you. Oh, it's not good to see you. I'm thrilled. Oh, it's that whole relationship, and I love this. Andromeda and Tilly. Oh, and even Tilly gave like Andromeda a big hug. Oh, they're such best friends. And she even said, how did you see through my perfect disguise? But she was like wearing a hat and scarf and a trench coat. Oh, I know my best friend. And we had the return of what was his name? Oh, come on. Brett, right? It was Brett. He lived in the apartment complex that was right next to their house, at Grandma's house. Brett, right? Yeah, I believe it's Brett. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Because Brett is Brett. And then this guy, and then is it? Oh, hey guy, he just said, I don't know, I never saw him before. It's like, oh, I'm the puzzler. You remember me? I like how Cricket isn't like mean or sarcastic or anything. Cricket just says how it is. Oh, sorry, we don't remember you, but it's good to see you. I love that. I think this world can use more of that. Just honestly, because there's like I know people can be awkward. You never seen. I'm guilty of that sometimes, where you haven't seen someone, especially with like long distance family, where you haven't seen someone like in such a long time, and you just want to get their name right, and you just don't know what to do. Sometimes it's just best to be honest with it and just say it outright. Hey, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but it's good to see you, and it's good that we're gonna catch up. I love that. Cricket could be an example for young people and old people everywhere. And just regular people. And I also love Gloria's drawings of the greens as fruits and vegetables. And and I love this interaction. We have Kiki playing with Anush, and we have Cricket talking to the puzzler guy. I wonder if he will become a recurring character. He looks fun. We have Doug and Community Stu talking with Bill. We have Alice communicating with Officer Keys. We have Tilly and Andromeda hanging out, catching up. We have Remy catching up with Benny and Louisa. I wonder if these are going to be future interactions. That would be pretty cool. I'm not going to turn this into a whole thing, but you kind of see Gabriella kind of off to the side a bit. Either two things. Gabriella is setting up a prank for the puzzle master, and Cricket's involved with it, and he's just distracting him. Or this is gonna be the start of the separation between Cricket and Gabriella. Hopefully it's the first one and not the latter, because we don't need any drama between Cricket and Gabriella. They're not that type of relationship, and they're just so young. They're not even teenagers yet. They don't need that. So hopefully it's just Gabriella just standing there, maybe setting up a prank, and that's all that it is. But besides that, hopefully Cricket and the Puzzle Master can come together. Maybe Gabriella can be part of that too. That new trio maybe. I actually like it. It's so adorable. Kiki playing with Anush the cat. So maybe we might get a Kiki and Anush, because again, we in season 3 it was season 3, right, or season 2? I think it was like late season 2. Around like the end, not the very end, but around the end, we saw Kiki around in that Mages and Mazes episode. It's basically Dungeons and Dragons. So maybe we might get a Kiki episode of her playing with Anush. I actually would like to see it. I think Kiki. I think Kiki has like the potential to, if we see her more, maybe away from the. I'm not saying Benny and Weasley are bad or anything, but kind of her with Cricket, Tilly, and Remy again. and like we just have Gabriella kind of hanging out with them, kind of her having more dialogue and her showing more of a personality, maybe more to just video games and board games. So that's what I'm saying. Like she has more of a personality. She doesn't just like video games anymore. She also likes board games, the Dungeons and Dragons episode. But maybe if we see Kiki more, maybe we can get an episode with Kiki and Anush. Maybe Tilly can be part of episode 2, but I kind of want to focus on Kiki. That should be pretty cool. And yeah, maybe trio with Bill, Doug, and Community Sue, and maybe duo with Alice and Officer Keys. Maybe even you want to be pretty cool because in the past, in like um a what would I call it? A flashback episode where Alice was basically telling the story to the kids, and Nancy of how she downsized the farm. Basically, we saw a flashback of everyone younger, especially Officer Keys, and that was like the day he decided to be a police officer. Maybe Alice and Officer Keys can have like a flashback episode. That would actually be pretty cool. Maybe Alice is getting a little bit older, and Officer Keys is becoming like a police officer in training, and maybe this is where they like formally meet or something, or maybe we can have a flashback of Bill when he was younger. Maybe even get Remy's dad, because Russell was actually in the episode only for like a brief moment. I think he only had like 1 or 2 lines. But maybe if we get Officer Keys, he's wearing like a badge or something, or like a pretend badge, and maybe Alice and Officer Keys are kind of, I don't know. Oh, maybe because in that episode, Alice was basically telling Bill to stay away from Nancy because, the Nancy girl, because she's like a bad influence. And in that same episode where we get back to present day, Nancy says, you never even, you never were able to complete your mission, and, not really complete your mission, but you weren't able to complete the task of splitting me and Bill apart. Like, we still hung out. So maybe we can get an episode of a duo with Alice and future Officer Keys, but he's still like a kid, to split up Bill and Nancy, because maybe Alice like tricks Officer Keys saying like, "Hey, they're bad for each other. Could come help me." Maybe, who knows? But again, another best friend episode between Alice, between Tilly and Andromeda. I think those are really good, and maybe trio with Remy, Benny, and Weezy. Maybe we get a little bit more character development with Benny and Weezy. There's really nothing with them. The only thing I really know with Benny is that he owned a lemonade stand and he wanted to win the baseball game. And with Weezy, he just has those one-liners, and that's good for like a couple of seasons. But we're heading towards season 4. And there's the question that's going to remain: are they just going to be background characters, or are they going to become a little bit more standout characters? Kiki did a little bit of a half a step up, but Benny and Weezy are still kind of background, and that's where they remain. That's totally fine, but I would actually like them to get some development. Maybe a trio with Remy, Benny, and Weezy. I actually think that'd be pretty fun. But anyway. Oh, wow. I guess I haven't been talking for too long because the thing didn't come down on the video. So, all right. But anyway, so people kind of talking, and yeah, they sold out. And Officer Keys is like rolling this big pumpkin. And it's, we sold out fast, and Remy basically says it's 4:00, and both Remy and Alice had to be at their houses at 6:00. So they still have 2 hours, which isn't too far away, but it's still kind of like, okay, we have like a minus 2 hours, because Remy says Vasquez planned like a big celebratory welcome home dinner, because Vasquez will obviously do that, and Alice needs to help Gloria sign the papers for the cafe. So we have to probably get going. We don't want to be late. It's why don't we hang out some more? It's our last day together, and they're like, oh, well, how can you say no to these faces? And they're like, oh, okay. I like how Remy and Alice are like this duo. I love it. It's like, oh, okay. Because they kind of both look to each other kind of like, hey, are we good with this? And they're like, yeah. They're both smiling. I love it. And oh my goodness, I love this. Welcome home, Remy. And just look at the banners, the pineapple with the fruit, the turkey with the with the words in like not engraved but carved, "Welcome home," oh, "Welcome Remy," the pizza, and the cake. Everything's well designed. Even love like the flower designs and with the Remy balloons. Number one bodyguard, yes you are, and chef. Because I bet he did all this, and I'm not sure what this is. In the comments below, do you guys know what this is? It might be like I don't know, an island specialty. I don't know. And this is like punch, probably like green apple punch, maybe lime. Who knows? And he's like, "Oh, everything is ready for Master Remy." And then I'll just need to wait. And then he lit the candles. He has his party hat on, and he's just gonna wait. Okay. Yeah, and we basically have Gloria, the return of Gloria. I love it. Yes. And he said, "Oh, couch, we had some wonderful memories," and we just have Gloria, just going through it, going through a bunch of emotions, and oh my goodness, look at her. She's like, "What is my life?" Oh no. Gloria is my second favorite adult character. It was Gloria for a while, but then Nancy it became more like I said a million times before. Like she had like her development. So now Nancy's number one, but Gloria's a close second. I also love Gloria. And Gloria's like, "I gotta get out more." And we have Danny DeVito. I'm kidding. That's not his name, but he's a voice actor. I love it. Is "Oh, you're Gloria Sato," oh yeah, is it "Oh, Blort"? Is it like, "Oh, you're here to set my form," and he's like, "Oh, like my business partner Alice isn't here yet, but like I can just do it for you since you're right here, since you're early." And he's like, "Oh no, both parties." I like he's efficient. Both parties need to be here to get this thing done, unless you want to do this process all over again and well, not do it over, but sign a form to have like full ownership. And I guess Gloria doesn't want to have full ownership. She likes her business with Alice. Cool. And then Gloria's like, "I do not like hi," oh, wait, hold on a second. Sorry, let me just. And basically, Gloria's like, "Hey, let me help you out, but I just want to show you guys something." Sorry. You just look at that hand. Oh my goodness. And look at Gloria's face. But that's basically like his stamp hand. And I just want to play this right here.
40 years in the notary game will do that to you. Luckily, you're my last appointment before I retire.
Oh.
Congratulations. Not to congratulate. I've been stamping paperwork for 4 miserable decades. The second it hits 6 o'clock, I'm going straight to Cancun.
Cancun, Mexico.
My days before my fluttering little heart catches up to me.
So sorry. I hopefully, please don't copyright. But I just liked how Danny DeVito got like the chance to appear, because that's actually pretty cool. That like, even though this show isn't well recognized, people said like, "Oh, I remember the show because they had like famous voice actors came back." There was the voice actor for Fozzie Bear. There was a voice actor for not voice actor for Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks went to voice act here. We didn't see like his like big city green form like this type of character, but with his voice was there. He was part of like the fun fair. And we have Danny DeVito. I can't remember if there was anyone else. There might be, but I remember those three specifically. So that's actually pretty cool. And I guess maybe if you want to call her famous, but she's like a main character. Annika something. The voice actress for basically Sasha is Gloria, and Zeno Robinson, the voice actor for the Green Poncho, for Craig of the Creek, Omar, and the voice actor for Hunter from The Owl House is Remy, and he's the main character too. So those two, I guess you want to count as like for famous voice actors, if you want. But basically, he doesn't have a name, so I'm just gonna call him Danny. Daniel, but he's a part of Notary. He's like, I've been stamping for 4 miserable decades. I'm gonna head when I'm finished at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna head over to Cancun, and I'm just gonna lounge and wait for my fluttery hearts to catch up with me. He wants to head over to Cancun, Mexico. I actually been there before. I'm not sure how it looks now, but when I went there when I was a kid, it was beautiful. So I recommend it. And then like, oh, like, he's just like, oh, they, hey, can I come in? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, Blarch, because he's like tripped. And they're like, we're gonna explore the town. And then remember the I forgot what they're called, like the like Avengers. They have like a selfie with them. And remember they're at the park and Alice with that pothole, and people just like trip. And she's like, oh, a classic. And remember them eating the sundae. And I like how slowly, and starting with this one, Alice and Remy are seeing the greens are getting a little too attached to them. Just look at his face. Jeez. And I like how Alice and Remy, because they're like a duo now, kind of look at each other like, hey, you see what is going on, right? And she's like, yeah, I see what's going on. I like that. Even how I like how Remy's hands are in his pockets. They're kind of bored. But what I don't like is that like, oh, like they're like moving up and down. But as soon as Remy and Alice move, they're kind of oh my god, look at Remy right there. But it kind of like going up and down the ceiling. But how come they weren't doing them when they were standing up? I just think that was like a little inconsistently. I can't say the word. You know what I'm talking about. But that was a little weird. Unless no, I don't think they were holding on to the handlebar like how they are. Because Bill's holding on to the glass, and Tilly and Cricket are holding on to the bar. So, they're at the karaoke, and then I was like, "Can we please go now?" And Tilly's like, "Well, we haven't done like the what did she say? I'm not sure what it's called, but basically they're like." Fun, 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 fun. I'm not sure exactly what it is in console. If you know what, it's like an earworm. Like I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. So if you guys can, help me out. But they're like the blue and everything, and they're like, ugh, and like and they're like, oh, we're in a roadblock, and then. Oh, like and basically Remy's like, oh, Vasquez, like he's texting me, and then Alice is like, yeah, Gloria's texting me too. He's like, oh, come on, like we still have time, and basically I actually want to play this maybe because I think this actually shows of how just a phone call and a calm voice can just bring suspense. Actually, I want to play this. Hopefully, this won't be too long.
Hold your horses. I'll be there before 6 to sign it. Bill and them are gonna finally drop us off, then they're heading right back to the country. Yeah, no.
See how they're sweating? Long drive. Your Vasquez, where are you? Was it something I said?
I know it. It is sad.
Sad.
You know what? Let's forget.
And yeah, I love how like Remy's text. I even did like a mini review, and I don't think anyone's watching. I think only four people watched it. So if you wanted to show the mini review, maybe you guys are just anxious for the big one. That's probably it. But the main review is there. You can go check it out. There's only 4 views on there. But anyway. But basically, Vasquez is anxiously texting Remy. Even Remy said, yeah, this is the first time Vasquez ever texted an explanation point in a sentence. And Alice is saying, like, oh, yeah, Gloria, they have a long drive ahead. I'm not sure when they're going to see him again. It's really sad. And they're just sweating. So, yeah, they don't want, Alice and Remy, they don't want to say goodbye. So now, and Cricket just took the phones and just puts it in the glove compartment. And then Gloria's like, Alice. And it is, oh, Gloria is boring. Wow, Cricket. And spend it with us. And I like how they look at each other because they're both in the same situation. They're like, okay, and I was like, because y'all seem genuine with your intentions. Just have us both back where we need to go, right before 6, and we even have like a call from Vasquez, and oh my goodness, everything just looks so dark. And then I like how Russell and I keep forgetting, is it Rochelle or Rosita? It's the whole Wyatt and Zoe thing from Secrets of Sulphur Springs, where I for some reason couldn't remember their name, and for some reason I can't remember, is it Rochelle or Rosita with for Remy's mom? For some reason I can remember Vasquez and Russell for Remy's dad, but I don't know. Hopefully for season 4 I can remember it. But I like how they're both kind of, they trust the Green, so they're like, oh, they're probably just hanging out. Like, oh, Remy's running a little late. There's probably just, he just wants to hang out with Cricket and Tilly and with the Greens and stuff. And maybe they're just going through traffic. So they're really understanding. I love that. And but Vasquez is just not having it. Oh, and he's like, the Greens, they're in trouble, or and he just like rips through his suit, and he's like warrior, like remember the snowball fight, and oh, he's like, oh, the Greens must be in trouble. If it's the Greens would have dropped off Remy by now, so they must be in trouble. Because why else would Remy not be here right now? It's time for Master Remy to come home. Oh, so now we have these different elements. We have Remy and Alice knowing that they still think they're gonna go home, while Bill, Cricket, and Tilly are in cahoots with each other, thinking we're gonna drag this on, so we don't have to say goodbye as long as it can. And we have Alice with Gloria with Danny DeVito, the stamp guy, the notary guy, wondering what's happening and where's Alice. So like, hey, like, where's your business partner? And Vasquez is gonna bring Master Remy home. So we just have these different elements. You have basically 3 elements, like A plot, B plot, and C plot, and it works. Big City Greens knows how to do it well, because a lot of shows don't know how to do it well. They just don't know how to do it well, and basically you get this part, and oh my goodness, even the Danny DeVito. I wish he had a name, but and basically Gloria's like, oh well, oh like basically, she's like, oh, I can't, I never noticed how my clock is so ticky. And then he's like, is my life a joke to you? He's like, no, sir, I'm so sorry. He's like, your business partner you better be here before 6, because if not, I'm not going to wait here. I'm going to head over to Cancun, and you'll have to start this whole process over again. And then Gloria says, like, no, please, it took me months to do this. And he's like, well, she better come. And she's like, oh, I'm sure she's going to be here any second. And Alice, please, I'm dying. And then she's like, oh, that must be her. Alice, thank goodness. And oh my goodness, you're not Alice. And then I like how Vasquez is like, Master Remy went dark. He's off the grid. Now tell me where he is. Gloria has the right to be scared of Vasquez. Like, oh my goodness, look at this guy. And Remy, I haven't seen it. Oh, he must be still with Alice. They still must be with the Greens. Come on, we need to head over there. And even though I like how Gloria's like, Danny DeVito, you're coming with us. They're like, you're not just gonna have a couple lines. You're coming with us. And they're like, oh, like, we're at the, hey, who knew that Big City had a Big City billboard district? This is a district. But yeah, we have hot dog. Hot dog. Wait, sorry. Sorry, I think I'm talking a little bit too loud. I'm just a little feedback with the microphone, so I'm just gonna push that a little bit back there. Hopefully that wasn't bothering you guys. And but anyway, so we have eat at hot dog Knowles, which basically is McDonald's. Giant googly spud. Oh, we have Mamaroni's. Remember what was her name? The delivery girl. Hopefully she's okay. We have Max Waffle. I almost said Palace. Max Waffle Place. Big City Secure Storage. and a whoopsie. Calls today. A fly with big airlines. BRGR. Oh, burger. Remember that episode? Moving. We haul. Big City Farmers Market, Goblins on Ice, Splishy, remember that episode? Even Billboard District is open 24/7. Sandwich Depot, Triple Seeing, and that's it. Oh, there's also a diamond, I guess, store or something. And no more billboards past this point. Sorry. And they're like, aw. And it's, up to the next stop. And I was like, nope. Like, it's been a real special day. Like, we appreciate this, but we really need to go. And Remy's like, yeah, Vasquez must be super worried. And Remy's right. Vasquez is going all military mode. It's 5:55. Oh my goodness, only 5 minutes? Jeez. It's all 5 minutes. It's plenty of time. And he's like, you better take us straight home. Oh, you better take it straight home. It's one more stop. It's like no. If you won't take us home straight away, right now, no more stops, no more sightseeing. Remy and I are just gonna walk, and it just locks. He's like, Bill, what are you doing? Look at his face. Sorry, you two, but we can't let you leave. Your big city journey is just beginning. And they're just and oh my goodness, look at Vasquez. And look at Danny DeVito and Gloria. Oh my goodness. He's like, oh my goodness, a helicopter. And I look at Danny DeVito's like, it was supposed to be an easy job, they said. It was supposed to be a boring job, they said. I was supposed to be right now I was supposed to be kicking it back at Cancun. I love how he's just obsessed with Cancun. It's a beautiful place. I don't blame him. But he's like, Bella, have you lost your mind? And then I like how Tilly and Remy's like, isn't this fun? Tilly and Cricket's like, isn't this fun, Remy? Is this fun? And Remy's like, kind of, is really upset because he's just being jolted around. I don't blame him for. He's not necessarily crying, but he's kind of whining a little bit. I don't mind that. And he's like, oh my goodness, Alice and Remy are just holding on to each other for dear life. He's like, oh my goodness, fire hydrant. And Craig's like, ooh, money. And he's like, oh my goodness, dead end. And oh my goodness, look at Vasquez. I just want to play this right here. I love it. Vasquez like, return Master Remy right now, or else his dinner will get cold. And then Bill's like, oh wow, a helicopter. And Remy's like, is that Vasquez? And they're like, no, it's just someone who's pretending to be Vasquez. Who would pretend to be Vasquez? Unless they sign up for season 4 for Viper Fang to come back, because he appeared twice. Well, no, actually, not was it twice? No, he appeared once in season 2 and once in season 3. Could he appear once or twice in season 4? Maybe they're just setting that up. Who knows? And I like how Danny was like, I'm out of here, guys. You guys are crazy. And he's like, oh no, you don't. It's not 6 p.m. yet. And he's just like, you fly. He's like, but I'm a notary. He's like, it's simple. Up is down and down is up. I wonder, in the comments below, all you people who know how to fly a helicopter, you just happen to know how to fly a helicopter, you don't own one. Is that true? When you pull up or you're going down and go, if you pull down, you're going up. Is that true? Is that like factual? And I like how Danny DeVito's like, oh my goodness. And Gloria's like, is that a grenade launcher? He's like, don't worry, it only has smoke bombs in it. And then boom, he just shoots it. And basically, they ride home. It's like, oh, it's our old house. And Bill's like, oh, I guess I must have been in autopilot mode. And Alice is like, move out of the way. And both, oh my goodness, Alice and Remy like, oh my goodness, sweet Landon. Vasquez is like, Master Remy. And he's like, oh, Vasquez, I feel the same way. And then And Danny DeVito's like, Misato, you have like 20 seconds. Like 19, 18. It's like 10, 9, like 8, 7. It's Alice sign. Okay, okay, okay. And it's the signs to Alice screen. Please stand by 2, 1, and boom. He's like, yeehaw. Like, not yeehaw. He's not going to the south. He's like, Yahoo! Cancun, here I come. And she even says, like, happy retirement. And, oh my god, this is so funny. Gloria says, finally, now I can serve cheese. All of that, because Gloria didn't expect the helicopter chase. She didn't expect Alice to just come here before 6, so just get this signed and be all nice and dandy. But Gloria just wants to sell cheese. In season 4, we go back to Gloria Plus Green Cafe, which we should. It's right next door. Well, because Alice is the main character, so I'm sure we would visit back to Big City with Gloria. I'm assuming so. Hopefully, we see them serving cheese. You did this whole helicopter chase to finally get Alice to sign this. We should see some cheese, right? In the comments below, you give like a thumbs up if you and a cheese emoji if you agree with me. And then Alice is like, "No, y'all are going back home." And oh, just a second, like, no. You guys, it's been a long day. You guys need to. You guys been acting like a couple lunatics. And I was like, I'm not hearing any of this. Stephen Cricket said it's all part of the plan. We got you guys here right before 6. We saw a couple sites and we hung out together, just like we planned. And I was like, I'm not hearing any of this. You guys need to go back to the country. And I like how they're like they're like nodding in agreement. Like, yeah. Excuse me. And they're like, okay, you guys are settled, we'll just go back to the country, our home. And they're just like even Bill's like, what was that? And I was like, no, get. And they're just like, heading back. And I like it. The Cricket's contemplating again. I wonder if season 4 we get a more of a reflection of Cricket's character again. Because we have Bill's kind of has an anxious look, and Tilly just has like a kind of neutral look, because Tilly does kind of, she's like that sometimes, so where she just kind of doesn't know how to feel. Cricket just has that contemplating kind of, like, furrowed eyebrows. He's like, oh man. And he's bye Big City. And the truck basically stops and oh, Dad, why'd you stop the truck? It's, oh no, I didn't. Like, oh, we're out of gas. Oh, I guess that, service is right for driving your grandma and Remy all over town without filling up gas. And he kind of laughs and they're like, ugh. They feel terrible about it. And Bill's like, I'll call your mother. And Cricket notices there are both 80 miles between Big City and Smalton. Even Cricket says, like, yeah, we're right between our homes. Like, yeah, I just want to play this. I even love that transition. Like fate brought us between two worlds. They're in a conundrum. They were just like, the question is, were they upset leaving Big City, or were they upset leaving Alice and Remy? I think Alice was for Bill that piece of Big City that he needed, and Remy was for Cricket and Tilly. And I'm kind of noticing that now. That's kind of poetic and interesting. And we have Nancy coming with the motorcycle. It's like, oh, Mama to the rescue! She has gasoline. And it's like, oh, like, hey, how was the reunion? And it's like, oh, Tilly even mentions, oh, it was wonderful seeing our friends again, but something didn't feel right. Something felt all tingly and weird. And it kind of like, oh, like, they kind of don't know what to do. We love the country. We love big city. And, oh, even Cricket said, like, how it's crazy. Like, we are country folk. We are meant to be in the country. And that's that. And even, Nancy kind of goes on, says, like, oh, I'm sorry you guys feel that way. But I know that I belong in the country. I just want to play this. This is so beautiful.
I know I'm meant to live in the country.
Oh, I love
It's
it.
been amazing. I feel as if I'm meant to live in the country.
She does. I feel it too.
Me. What I'm hearing from y'all is that maybe your home has changed. I love it.
So sorry, I don't want to play too much, but yeah, I promise I'm gonna give you guys a bunch of clips. This is just so. It's a season finale. You gotta. And this is like, I miss the peace. I miss the stillness. Oh, and the leaves of the beautiful animation. Oh, it's not like outstanding, like box office or Emmy awarding or anything, but it's so beautiful. And it's like, that's me. I feel like I was meant to be in the country, but that's me. What I'm hearing from y'all is that your home has changed too. And even Cricket mentioned, like, yeah, I love the country, but I also love big city. And the old Tilly's like, yeah, we're stuck in a conundrum. And like how Nancy's kind of thinking, maybe I am meant to be living in the country. This is my place. This is my purpose to keep the farm running. But you guys should live with your grandma. The Bill, you should live with Alice. And even Cricket's like saying like, because he just loves the idea. He's like, don't tell me you're messing with me. I'm too vulnerable to be messed with. Oh, Nancy's like, oh, like, I'm not messing with you. I'm not messing. Only if your dad is okay with it. Because Bill still owns the farm. But, so I'm not sure if Bill's putting full, like, paperwork ownership rights for this farm to Nancy. And he could be. Maybe that might be season 4, episode 1, maybe. Who knows? But basically, I like how Nancy like hugs him. Because Bill's like, yeah, Nancy, I'm okay with it. And Nancy's like, oh, you big lug. And then they're just hugging, and they're pouring the gasoline, and they're just hugging, and they're just, you're driving. And, I like how, I've been playing too many clips already, so I'm not gonna play this one. But Craig's like, well, what does that make us? And so, what do you mean, son? Well, we're gonna have all sorts of adventures. Setting up for season 4, we're gonna have all sorts of adventures in the country and big city. So, what does this make us? Country folk living in the city, or city folk living in the country? And then Bill says, "You know what? We're the Greens." And tells you all of our problems are solved. And we had to go to a cemetery, and sorry. Here lieth Chip Whistler, beloved son. Oh, I even like how the skull right there has a missing tooth. Is a chipped tooth. I like that. And we had this guy. Who this is? And then we basically have this guy. He's basically the groundskeeper of the grave. He's like, oh, night Meredith, night Winston. And he's like, oh, I forgot the dog's name. Like, oh, no, night for this one. But might be the biggest jerk that ever lived. And he was actually banned from Big City. Actually, I'm gonna play this clip right here.
Oh, no nights for this one,
Bixby.
Fella might just be the biggest jerk who ever died.
Oh, I like his eyebrows.
Buried way out here 'cause he was banned from Big City.
I like the continuity.
Was always picking on this one family. Gave them nothing but trouble. What were their names again? The Broke?
So I don't play too much, but he's basically, oh, this guy, he had to be buried all the way out here. Because he was banned from Big City. Even in death, he's still banned from Big City. And he's like, oh, give this one family nothing but trouble. And like, oh, like he's kind of wondering, like, what were the names again? The groups, the ropes, and he's like, the Greens. You hear Chip's voice, and their problems are just beginning. So we have, and we had the credits. Oh, sorry, nope. And we basically have like the credits and stuff. And sorry, I just kind of want to head back to here. And yeah, we had the return of Chip Whistler. And it comes to, how do you feel about that? Because Chip was a villain throughout season 1 and season 2, and he supposedly died or disappeared. We didn't know if he died or not. We didn't know he was in a helicopter crash. But the mayor banned him from Big City. But it seems like he's gonna be a villain in season 4, I think. Because they wouldn't have done this if they're going to make him like a season 5 villain. And I don't think he's going to do the whole pretend that I'm good again to like trick the Greens or like the people or anything. So I think he might just be an all-out bad guy maybe. But when it comes to, what are you thinking of Chip returning to be a villain? Because we had like minor antagonists that kind of saying like, oh, the Greens are kind of wrecking this restaurant or the supermarket, and did the owners need like to throw him out or ban him or something, or Mr. Grigorovich having a rivalry with Alice. But other than that, there wasn't really like a big villain except for Chip Whistler, and he like supposedly died or or got in a helicopter crash and just was banned from Big City. So that's cool that we're finally wrapping up the Chip arc, but I guess people thought he was dead, but they didn't really talk about that in season 3 or in season 2. Like, because there were episodes after that big Chipocalypse episode where he supposedly died, I guess, in the quotes. But what do you guys think? What do you think of him returning to be a bad guy? Because he's like, oh, because he's obviously been biding his time. So is he actually going to be like a smart villain? Or is he gonna be a goofball villain? Because this isn't setting up to be like like a '80s like type of villain where he's like jokingly funny. So hopefully he's not. Hopefully he's not like stupid or anything. Hopefully he's gonna be a smart villain because he's obviously been biding his time. He still has to chip a tooth, and he's been giving flowers to himself. He's of course that's Chip Whistler, and yeah, he's like the Green's trolls are only beginning. And everyone, this is the end of season 3. We finally made it. The season finale. We are finally here. What do you guys think? We have Nancy. You finally know her purpose. She's finally, her arc is setting her up to be a farmer and loving the peace and stillness of the woods and the wilderness and stuff in the country. She loves it. She's gonna be living in the country. And Bill getting his farm back, that was his calling. But now, even though he still loves his farm, he has his new relationships back in Big City, and now he's gonna reconnect those. He reconnected his with his friends that were in the country. Now he's doing it back to Big City, and we have Cricket. Just loving the country because in season 1 and season 2, just him exploring and just him coming to loving the big city. Because there was a point where Cricket said like, I don't like big city, but I love the country. But there was a whole drama between country folk and big city folk that they just don't like each other or something, whatever the hoopla is. But even Tilly said that her exploring different places and her making new friends, even getting her best friend Andromeda, because Tilly never explicitly said that she had a best friend. Cricket said he had a best friend in Hector. It was that like older best friend, kind of like Steven to like Lars or Kiki, or Ronaldo, like those type of characters back in Steven Universe in that show. It's kind of like that for Cricket to Hector, kind of. But Cricket called him his best friend. Tilly never mentioned she had a best friend before, so obviously she would miss Big City because she would miss Andromeda, because that's sort of, I think, like her first best friend, because she's been in the country and we never saw like a best friend make an appearance. Some like did that person pass away or something? That'd be really sad, but who knows? But yeah. So they're just everyone's arcs is kind of not fully wrapping up because there's obviously gonna be more seasons or at least one more season. There's no confirmed season 5. Just season 4 and a movie. Um, but yeah, like Remy coming out of the show more, him learning to be a farmer, not coming back to Big City, taking what he learned to come back to Big City. We got to see military Vasquez again. I love it. Danny DeVito's appearance. I love that. He's finally gonna retire to Cancun. Gloria gonna sell cheese, and we see her what she's been doing on the couch. Oh my goodness, she needs to get out more. But she has been taking care of the cafe, and yeah. So yeah, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Oh, wait. Oh, what am I doing? I forgot to give a score for this episode. I did it for mini review. I was almost going to leave you guys without a score. I am so sorry. Just like in my mini review, just like I said in my mini review, 85%. B+. This was a great season 3 finale. There was a couple things that bothered me. It wasn't like big things or anything. Just like just kind of type of things. I don't even want to get over them because there's just like so many good things. But yeah, it was great. Seriously, it was honestly great. I forgot what I gave the season 2 finale, but I think I said that was great also. So yeah. And I think if season 1 was just good. I think I gave like a C or CC plus or something. I might be wrong. I probably need to double check that. But yeah, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to check out my mini reviews. I posted one yesterday, and my community posts. Don't forget to check that out. And yeah, just share my your videos around, see people that are interested to check it out and subscribe. Probably hit the notification bell. But yeah, I'll see you guys. Hopefully later today, I'll put a community post of what my overall thoughts are on the season 3 finale for Big City Greens season 3, episode 20. And tomorrow, hopefully everything goes well, I'll get out of the way. Not really get out of the way, but finally do what I want to see for Big City Greens season 4, because it's coming back in September, so I might as well get it done in August. So yeah, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys tomorrow for what I want to see and for Big City Greens season 4. Bye.